exactly. In the Morelos Mountains, campesinos are planting their fields, where the ghost of Zapata rides a horse that can still outrun the wheel. High in the sky above and clear out of sight is the free Mexican Air Force flying tonight. Well, there in Kentucky, a cowgirl is cooling her heels, remembering that God gave us herbs and the fruits of the field. But a criminal law that makes outlaws of those seeking light make the free Mexican Air Force fly. Escalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Flying so high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How strange an innocent herb causes money to burn. They'll jail you or kill you for making those rich fat cats squirm. But nothing can stop us, my vision is clearly in sight. And the free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. While we smoking colitas, federales are loading their guns, blowing smoke from their six-shooters, spinning their barrels for fun. Contrabandistas, banditos of life, we're the free Mexican Air Force and we're flying tonight. And high in the hills we are hard to sing sweet sensimilla. The law wants it all cause they think why we can free us. Freedom for us is a prison for the rulers of mind. That's why the free Mexican Air Force, Escalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Everybody flying so high. Yeah. Flying tonight.
Good evening. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and got a little bit of this little nug called Pops Tops tonight, man. Kind of like the Pop Tops we used to eat as a kid. This has got a nice little. There we go. Get that the function in there. That's a nice little sponginess to that. That's going to be with me for the evening here. as we kick back. Antonio, no problem, brother. No problem. I give them to everybody in here, man. It's a safer way to do it. And I'm glad you enjoy it, my brother, because I enjoy getting them myself here. Let me pop a few of these tokes to get me right. Let a few people come in the room if they will, man, because I appreciate you cats coming in here, man. I really do, man. I appreciate the subs, and man, Chris, I'm over 600 now, and appreciate it so much, man. So thank you so much for stopping by. Let me get this hound dog in the road here. There we go. Let's see who y'all came in here today, man. Let's see who y'all came in. That Pops Tops is good stuff. Kind of like a little vanilla in there. Almost like a coffee vanilla. Like a cup of coffee with a lot of cream in there. And then you washed it down with a little bit of diesel fuel. It's got that nice going in, nice going out, man. I always like to start the show off with a little Mary Jane. Thank God for Mary Jane. And H2O, man. Drink your water, plenty of water. Don't let yourself get dehydrated. I say it every week with my brother Big Duke on fourth quarter talk every Friday, 6:05 p.m. right here on YouTube, man. Fourth quarter talk, check that out. But man, all the supplements that I take that I've taken in my day, and the ones I take today, bodybuilding for nutrition, water, number one supplement. I wrote an article for this magazine. It was called Fit to Print back in the late 90s. And they asked me to put my top 10 supplements in there, because I was in the industry. I was working at a place in Swansea, Mass, called Seekonk, called Biogenics. My good friend Joe Pacheco was running the place, and that's how I got my introduction to nutritional supplements. But anyway, man, I did the article, and I put my top 10. I put the vitamin C, the vitamin E, creatine was big at the time, glutamine, the branched chains, and anyway, number 5, I put water in there, man, because water, none of them work if you're not hydrated enough. Nothing works if you're not hydrated enough, man. So get that water in you, man. Really, you'll thank me for it, man. Up your water intake. Drink more water. I see him around all the time, man. My brother on YouTube here. Anyway, man, I'm Paula. Thank you for coming by, my man. Peace to you, Mr. Pads. Mr. Pads, you always stop in. Give me a thumbs up. I know it's sleeping time over there in Sweden, brother. If you're here, man, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. JM from Big Duke's channel, man. Do I think Canelo's style will change the way we are seeing boxing, bro? No, I don't know, bro, man. Canelo, it's nothing about the style. Maybe his style of business, but anyway, man. Two Matador, bro. Salute to you, bro. Salute to everyone in the chat. Antone, salute to you, brother. Remy, my man, Remy. Think about you every day, because I see those two lovely model cars that you sent me, the truck and the Roadster. So God bless you, Remy. Peace, man. Carlos Mendoza, I haven't seen you all day, bro. There wasn't much on it. Nobody was really on there today that we all kind of jump into, or maybe not the ones I jump into, but salute to you, bro. Always good to see you, man. What about me, man? Salute to you, brother. Peace, man. Peace. PGH Big Dog, my man. Shout out to you, bro. See you everywhere, man. Everywhere. Like me, man. We're like doctors without borders, bro. We don't give a fuck where we go. We love boxing. We want to hear boxing. I don't care if you hate him and he hates you, man. I don't hate either one of you, bro. Sometimes I might even love you, for Christ's sakes. But I love boxing, and I love all opinions of it. not all opinions of it, but you know what I'm saying, bro. We got our we'd like to hear different people's different ideas, and you know, if everybody had the same thing, man, like we say, it would be like a circle jerk, you know. We like we're like opinionated boxing fans out there. Oscar Prince, man, salute to you, brother. Nelly Content, thanks for coming by, my man. Look, Tuesday night improv over here. You know, I was working on a guest. Maybe it'll happen next week. I don't know, but you know, I said, hey, there's so much happening in boxing. There's so much we can talk about over here, man. You know, there's and pay-per-view, man. I got a few things I want to talk about in the industry of pay-per-view, which seems to be everybody's. Well, not everybody's. People who know what they're doing, they don't need pay-per-view. You know, we can get any fight we want, anytime we want. So, but anyway, man, let's talk a little bit about what we saw this weekend. We'll get that out of the way because I know some of you guys are tired of hearing about it. You know, we've all spoke of it ad nauseum, but it's only Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, the day after the fight. So we're only on the second day. I guess we can still chop it up a little bit about the fights we saw on Sunday night. All new and improved Sunday night. And in fact, I was calling them. I was on here by myself for 4.5 hours. And I had a hell of a good time, man. Got a nice buzz cooking. Got a real good buzz cooking. Slept like a baby that night. Fights kept us up till about 1 o'clock or so, after 1 o'clock. But it was a good night, man. I enjoyed it, man. I'm doing great, my brother. I hope you're doing well, Nelly. Nelly Content Entertainment, man. You know, Nelly, when I first saw you out there, I didn't know if you were a man or a woman. Nelly Content. So I didn't want to say salute, bro, and then somebody say, well, salute, queen, or you know, whatever we say, you know. But we kind of genderize our greetings. You know what I'm saying, man? I call everybody bro. My wife says, you just talking to my sister, you're calling him bro. Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I guess likes are cool. I don't know what likes do to you. I think the subscriptions are what I want to see, man. I want to see. They kind of tailed off a little bit. It seems like when I go on, then they go up, and I take a few days off, and they stagnate. So I guess going on is the thing to do. And Andy, let's talk about the main event here, man. You know, Andy Ruiz and Ruiz Ortiz. You know, I was expecting two pit bulls to get in the ring and really go at it. I was looking at maybe an elevator fight, knockdown, drag out. We had 3 knockdowns, man. Andy Ruiz knocked Ortiz down 3 times, but he explained why he couldn't do it. He said he was leery. He said a wounded Ortiz, and every time Ortiz hit him, and Ortiz did nail him quite a few times, he said it hurt him, and he didn't want to walk in there and get blindsided by a wounded Ortiz. And you know, those knockdowns, that was kind of a good thing that he knocked him down those 3 times, because the scores were fairly close at the end, man. They two of I got a page I can find them on here, man. Let's see. Let me see here. Oh yeah, here we go. The scores were 2 scores of 114, 111. That's 3 points, 3 knockdowns. And one was 113, 112. 3 knockdowns definitely will change that score. But that just goes to show you judging. Now, I thought Ruiz won the fight fairly handedly. But you know, this is a sport where we rely on judges after the fact to tell us who won the fight. So it's kind of a fucked up thing here, man. You know, somebody asked me the other day if I was doing some nitrous oxide on my show. I had that. I might have that tonight, man. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like maybe I have to kick back a little, slow down, a few more tokes. But see, now Andy Ruiz, they're talking about Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder, which I think we're going to see that fight. It's a PBC, ready to be made fight. Wilder's fighting within a week or so, within a very short time, and he's got to get by Helenius, which isn't going to be an easy tack. A lot of people think it's going to be an easy fight. I think it's going to be a difficult fight. I think Helenius is coming off those 2 knockouts of Kalinowski and being on that high, and you know, Wilder getting devastated in his last 2 fights. You know, who knows how he's going to come back? That's what I like about boxing, the question mark. But the the problem is today in boxing is the inactivity. We're seeing so much of it that even when the fighters do come back and we're anticipating how they're going to come back, they're usually so flat that it takes them several rounds to warm up if they ever do for the fight. So stay active, man. That's what we want to see in boxing today. We want to see activity. Big Justice, salute, brother. Andre, man, peace to you, my man. That's what we want to see. We want to see activity. And like right now, Andy Ruiz, I'd say in the light of that victory, Demetrius Bright, salute, brother. He's still got Usyk that's rated ahead of him. Fury, Deontay Wilder, Joe Joyce, and Joseph Parker. So he's probably the he's still not that he's got a mandatory. This fight was an eliminator for a title fight, and it's who knows what Tyson Fury is going to do. He says he's going to accept a fight with Anthony Joshua. What about me? 114-11. Should have went to the window with that, brother. That's what I say about all these great predictors we have on here. Furioso, man. Salute to my brother. Peace. I say if you're that sure about a fight, man, throw some dough on it. Tony Boswell, salute. But I used to lose money when I used to bet fights back in the day, man, dude. I bet on Jerry Cooney. That's how bad I was, man. Couldn't beat the odds and couldn't beat the hype. Joe, salute my brother. Yeah, we might see Fury and Anthony Joshua, but really, I mean, that's not the fight we want to see right now. Not the fight I want to see. The way that they throw fights at us, we're getting some of the names, but they're not fighting the names we want to see them fight. And after Joshua getting beat by Usyk, we want to see Usyk and Fury. Real simple, make the fight. Saudi Arabia's got billions of dollars. Bank it, make it, but no, too easy. We're just not gonna see it right away, and who knows when we're gonna see it, man. I'm so tired of talking about these what if fights. Drives me fucking crazy. But I think the fight we're gonna see after the Wilder and Helenius fight will be Andy Ruiz making his ascent once again. He's got to do it. He can't be slowing down now, man. And as far as Ortiz is concerned, man, I think he's see, he didn't have the kill. He didn't have it in him, man. He didn't have anything to back up a few jabs and hooks, and he had that devastating straight left hand that was tagging Andy Ruiz in that eye. But once again, he didn't have the killer instinct that you need to be a contender in this game. So he's probably going to be either retired or relegated to a gatekeeper. They would say he was 43, and he looked every year of it. He got knocked down by undevastating punches. So this was the what we saw Sunday night. I keep forgetting them, and I like Sunday night. I like fights that are scheduled for nights other than the Saturday night. Because they jam them all in there, man. We got to see them back to back. We got to go with one on the screen, one on the phone, one on the tablet. That's not an enjoyable way to watch boxing. So, man, Sunday night was cool. I've said it a bunch of times on here. I remember so many huge fights that were on weeknights. The Ali Frazier won the fight of the century. The biggest fight in history at the time, largest grossing, whatever you want to call it, man. That was on a Monday night. So, yeah, this pop stops is creeping in nicely. Nice and relaxing. Not a big strain either. Kind of a newly newly invented, I guess, you know. These people with the weed, they're serious about this shit today, man. There's competition out there. They're getting these cross strains together. You know, they're putting the indicas and the sativas and making these wild extracts and all this fun stuff to appease us. And you know, so I was talking to a few people. I tell them I was dabbing because my computer guy, he gave me some concentrate last week, and they're like, oh, that's too strong, that's too fake. You can't be doing that. Da, 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 da. Act like that I'm shooting heroin or something. I said, no, this is just a concentrate. See, I go back to the days of hash, man. The Nepalese temple balls. You got it, Skull Asylum, my bro. I mean, we used to get imported hash. The days of the imports. We used to get hash from Afghanistan, from Nepal, from Morocco. You know, came nice stuff. But really, this concentrate, it actually tastes better than these hashes. And this hash was great stuff. I mean, shit, blonde Lebanese hash. That's why the place was really nice until we got there and fucked things up, man. But these concentrates, they even taste better than the hash. They're so pure, and man, good stuff. But oh man, I used to get so much hash in my hands, man. Like I said, the Nepalese temple balls and the fingers, those were nice, man. That was good stuff. And the prices weren't. You could get yourself a gram of hash back then for like $5-6 by the ounce. I think it was like $1.20 an ounce, maybe. You know, they used to vary. So then it went a little crazy, but back in the 70s, you know, you get hash pretty cheap. In fact, the first time I got ripped was on hash. I was smoking weed for probably about maybe a year, and I was getting a buzz, you know, nice. But it was the days of the Mexican and a lot of seeds and everything mixed in there. It wasn't on a level as it is today. But one night, my boys got some hash, and hey, that's cool. And I smoked hash once in a while, but this stuff was special. It was Afghani hash. I remember that it was blackish, had green in it, and man, maybe it even had opium. Who the fuck knows how these different tribes and religions make their hashish. But anyway, man, I was in the Riccardi sandwich shop, and I was looking at the menu, and it looked like a bunch of worms on there moving around. And I'm like, wow, this is special, a special buzz. This is not like your average, ordinary drunkenness or smoking those Mexican reefers. But anyway, man, you know, we've come a long way since then. Hash, you very, very seldom see, and you do see it at the dispensaries, because a friend of mine bought some, went there, and it looks just like the stuff we used to get imported to us. So, you know, technology's come a long way, and they know what they're doing. But these extracts, there's something special about them when they just extract all the essence from the weed. You know, it's oil based. It becomes real thick oil, and these dudes I'm getting it from, they do it without butane, so it takes longer. I think they just do it with water. It's extracted. I'm gonna ask him next time. He told me once and I forgot, but yeah, it's real clean. You only have to do like 3 or 4 hits on the old dab pipe, and you're ripped. It was good stuff, man. I enjoyed it. And then he told me he's gonna make some. He's gonna get some from his buddy who makes it. And he's gonna give me a couple of grams when he does. So, shout out to my buddy out there, bro. I'll be looking forward to that. But anyway, I definitely don't condone dabs. Not if you don't do them. If you do them every day, I think you'll go fucking nuts. I think you'll burn more brain cells than you can afford to do. But do them sensibly, and you'll be all right, man. You know, special occasions. Kind of like if you drink, and you just drink beer, a couple of beers every day, and then you meet your buddy who's got the Jack Daniels, and you get ripped on that shit. And anyway, shout out to the dab man. What about me? Bruce, have you heard of Mr. Nice Howard Marks, the Welsh guy who was once the biggest hash smuggler in the world till he got jailed? No, doesn't ring a bell, bro. Maybe I did, maybe from reading them in High Times or something, but I can't really remember. And hash was always just paid attention to the product. In fact, some of it had gold seals on it. Some was stamped with a gold, not real gold. I wouldn't think, but I guess they were so proud of it. The different areas who made it, they actually put a stamp on it. It was a great thing. Great thing, man. I don't know how I got off on that topic, but getting back to our boxing here on Saturday night. And how about Rolly Romero? Tough little son of a bitch, huh? What did I say, Rolly Romero? I'm thinking Tank. I'm thinking freaking Pitbull Cruz. I'm thinking about Rolly Romero because he's the one they're talking about putting him in with Rolly Romero. And Tank is one who wants to see that fight. Because, I don't know, people want to see Pitbull Cruz and Tank rematch. I'm not that crazy about seeing that rematch. I don't see much difference going to happen. And Rolly Romero got stretched by Tank. I don't know, man. I like to see fighters advance a little more. And then once they've cleaned out the respective competitions up the line, then rematch. Immediate rematches. It was a no back in the day too. A lot of the two organizations, WBA and WBC, they used to get in arguments over immediate rematches. I think it was the WBA that didn't allow immediate rematches, and a lot of people don't know that was a long time ago, man. That was when Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay at the time, when he beat Sonny Liston. WBA and WBC. I think it was the NISAC. But anyway, the WBA did not want Ali to have an immediate rematch with Sonny Liston, so they stripped him of his title. He went on to beat Liston, and he had a couple more defenses. But in the meantime, the WBA had a tournament, and Ernie Terrell was declared their champ, which is Ernie Terrell. He eventually fought Ali down the road, and Ali, he refused to call him Ali. This was after he wanted to be referred to as Muhammad Ali, and Ernie Terrell wouldn't do it, and fucking Ali. It was called the "What's My Name" fight, and he was just beating the shit out of him. Carried him to the whole fight, and it was in the Houston Astrodome, and Ali the fans were booing him, because he was just, "What's my name? What's my name?" And Terrell, every time he'd open his mouth, bang, he'd get hit again. And it was a sad day for Ali. Ali, I heard him say he regrets that night, but this is a fight. And anyway, man, immediate rematches, like I said, two of the recognized federations didn't agree on it. So, I agree on it if it's a fantastic fight and warrants it, like the Mike Weaver and Michael Dokes heavyweight championship fight. That was it ended on a first round knockout. A fucking referee, whose name was Joey Curtis. He stopped the fight. He was the Dooku Kim, Ray Mancini Dooku Kim tragedy was right around that time, and Michael Dokes opened up on Mike Weaver, knocked him down, but Weaver was a notorious slow starter, and Dokes, the fight was stopped in the first round. Well, if you look at it in slow motion, not a punch landed when they stopped the fight. But anyway, the rematch was a immediate rematch order that happened, and it was a 15-round decision for Dokes. Terrible decision once again. But anyway, this is, there's so many reasons why they shouldn't have a rematch. Should have an immediate. It makes a difference of the fight. Like, we want to see Devin Haney and Kambosos rematch, but you sign contracts. The business of boxing dictates. So this is what we're going to see. Yeah. There's usually quite a bit of time, but it wouldn't be a few weeks, man. A little more than that. And I've seen many rematches that were going to happen, like the first fight of the century with Ali and Joe Frazier. all they talked about was a rematch, even though Frazier, he got a tremendous beating in that fight, put him in the hospital. But the fans, we wanted to see a rematch. We didn't know we didn't know backstories like we do now back then. But we wanted to see a rematch, and we all know what happened. Joe Frazier fought George Foreman. Muhammad Ali fought Ken Norton. So those fights didn't happen for a while. Those rematches had to happen, and the crazy world of boxing. I ought to be a matchmaker. I'd be a hell of a matchmaker. William Old School, salute to you, my brother. If I could do that for a living, I'd be a hell of a fucking matchmaker. Yeah, that was Joe. That was so long ago, man. Fucking Jake LaMotta. He fought after the first fight. LaMotta won the first fight, and they fought again 3 weeks later. And Robinson even took a fight between those 3 weeks. He took a tune-up. So that was then, bro. That'll never happen now. I mean, you're talking way in the back. Even the dudes that I used to dig on back in the 80s and shit, they fought a lot more, but not like Robinson and LaMotta, man. And back in their day, those cats, they signed the contract, man, before the fucking other fight was over. You know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous shit, man. It was crazy shit. But we don't see that. Who knows if we ever will? We do have we do have something very, very interesting to look forward to on Saturday night. We have the all women's card that's happening. I mean, a lot of people are I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm not a fan of women's boxing, but these are the top women, and they're all fighting on the same card. And there's 10 matches on this card. I mean, I'm sure I'm only going to come for the co and the main. Cool stuff, bro. Memorabilia is nothing quite like it, man. I don't have a lot of stuff from back in the era. I moved around a lot and I just didn't keep stuff. And so much stuff I could have had, and right now I got a few pictures that framed in the back, but I cut those out of books, so nothing. The only thing about those is the aesthetic value, and a lot of people tell me having Hagler look at them kind of gives them the creeps, so I'm gonna keep him there for a little bit. But Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall, it's gonna be very, very interesting to say the least. And it's not running head to head with another card that I can see. That would be a slap in the face to women's boxing if they put a major fight on that night, running head to head. But see, this is in London, so this is going to be afternoon, late afternoon, early evening. This will be all through, so we'll have to see what is happening Saturday night. Dude, I don't know, but Shields and Marshall should be pretty interesting. Should be definitely interesting. Shields is 12-0. Problem is she doesn't knock anybody out. And but she's tough, man. Tough. I've seen her fight, and I think she could beat a lot of these preliminary guys, man. She trains like a guy. Look, she fights. Who does she fight with, man? Darrell. Is it Anthony Darrell, or it's a boxer up in Michigan? No, and 12-0 Savannah Marshall. They both have identical records. A lot of bad blood. I don't know if you saw the press conference today. It was kind of cool in its own little way, man. They were jarring but not yelling, and just kind of getting a little more interest for this fight. And I never really dug women's boxing. I watched it when there's nothing else happening, when it's on. But I watched the big names. But people that start talking about I can't even Sinatra. I can't even remember their names anymore. and it's like I probably saw him on a card, but I just don't pay much attention to it because you get the ones that don't have talent, and we just don't see we don't see the action we see when two men fight. I don't anyway, man. And I'm from that school. I don't like to see women pound on each other. Maybe that's a flaw in me, but mm. So we get that fight, and we've got the Michaela Maya and the Alicia Bumgarner fight on that card. There's almost all the women that I can name around that one card. Put Serrano and Taylor on there, and then Daniel Dubois' sisters on the card. The infamous Ebony Jones. I don't know why I heard about her. Maybe I'm following on Twitter or something. I don't know, but she's got a cool name. Aside from that, man, I couldn't. If there was a gun to my head, I couldn't name you the rest of the fighters, the rest of the women boxers on there, man. Yeah, me too, William. Those are the fights that we're gonna stand on their merit, and I'm there for sure. Because now this isn't a pay-per-view. It isn't a pay-per-view here. It's ESPN Plus, right? So that's but that's kind of pay-per-view, isn't it? It's weird how they delegate these fights to different channels. The Zone. I guess the Zone's on ESPN too, isn't it? But back in the pay-per-views, man, like I was saying before, man, the biggest one was the biggest one I can remember was the Ali Antonio Inoki. Any of you guys remember that? 1976, man. That's when I was styling and profiling. And see, I'll watch Nate Diaz. I think that's supposedly his final hurrah. But I don't follow UFC, man. But combat sports fighting, I'll probably be there. I can't see anything that's gonna stop me from doing that on Saturday night. But the women is the intrigue of the early evening, the afternoon. So 2 fights, man. That's good, man. And maybe a couple of undercard fights. I'm not gonna watch the whole card, man. Anybody that does, then you definitely have no identity crisis, man. You are very, very secure in your skin. And so am I too, but I'm secure enough to say that I can't watch 10 women fights in a row, man. You're gonna have to handcuff me to the chair and put a fucking put a mask on my fucking over my nose and my mouth and feed me some of that good kush. William, that's a great point, bro. And I don't have a problem with it at all, man. I don't have a problem with it, but I like to see good competitive fights. And I think there's I just think there's enough room out there to throw some more fights in there. When they're not giving me the fights that I want to see, it's kind of hard for me to watch women's boxing with as much passion as I have about men's boxing. Because I'm just not seeing the fights that I want to see. I mean, I was anticipating so much on the fucking Ortiz and the Ruiz fight on Saturday. But it turned out to be, it started off cool. I thought it was going to get better. It was a snorer. They were booing it. From what people are telling me, they were booing it on the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view, $79 for that. I mean, this fight with Ali and Inoki that I want to talk about for just a sec here, man. This was billed. See, I've got a screen of, I've got the Wikipedia on here to keep me abreast of the times and shit like that. But I believe me, I have this in my head because I remember this fight so well. I didn't go to it, man. I lived in Maine. I lived in a town called Unity, Maine, and I'm driving back to Boston to go see it, and I got there too late. I got there too late to go see it, and it was closed circuit. This was it was pay-per-view in a lot of places, but Boston didn't have cable, and the satellite. A lot of places had satellite services where you got movies and things like that. But this was at the Boston Garden, the pay-per-view, and it was combined with a wrestling pay-per-view too. It was the Bruno Sammartino and Stan Hansen match was on the same pay-per-view. So it was big with wrestling fans and big with boxing fans. A boxing fan is not going to let Muhammad Ali go by, even if it's with a wrestler. And we were expecting to see Antonio Inoki standing up and Muhammad Ali and him trading punches. I mean, Ali trained with two wrestlers. See if I can remember who they were. That's why I'm glad I got this. I'm glad I have this. Wikipedia. He trained with Kenny J. I don't remember Kenny J, but Buddy Wolf. I remember Buddy Wolf. Ali trained with Buddy Wolf too, and Ali was doing these things on Saturday afternoon wrestling, Saturday morning wrestling. Puro, salute my brother, salute man. He was doing the Saturday afternoon. He'd come on there and like he did a thing with Johnny Rods. Johnny Rods threw him down, and they tried to make it look really real. They tried to make Ali look like he could handle the wrestlers. He went in there against Gorilla Monsoon. Gorilla Monsoon gave him a slam, and it was really cool. That's when Ali got humbled by Gorilla Monsoon. But Ali, he trained with, like I said, he trained with Kenny J and with Buddy Wolf, and he did exhibitions with them, and he beat them on the Saturday afternoon thing. But this is all getting ready for this huge pay-per-view. I mean, this pay-per-view was fucking God's giant, giant. And, they eventually got rules on there. And Ali's handlers wanted it to be a work match. They wanted to be like a wrestling match, but Inoki didn't want that. And no roundhouse kicks, no kicks to the head. They had some rules in there. See if I can find them in here. But anyway, man. But they had some rules, so Ali couldn't use all of his skills. The wrestler couldn't get up and kick him in the nuts, things like that. They had some rules in place. Iceman, salute my bra. But this fight was over 50 million people in Japan watched this fight. 1 billion. Let me find the exact figure here. I think it's 1.4 billion people saw this fight. All right. The Budokan, the Nippon Budokan, it was 14,500 people sold out, obviously. And the ticket prices started at $17 for nosebleed seats, with ringside seats going for 3,000 yen, which is $1,000. And the Royal Rumbles, the Royal ringside seats were $3,000. So it was watched by an estimated 1.4 billion people. That's with a B. And it was weird the way they sold it. Like I said, a lot of states had a lot of towns had it on at theaters. I think Providence, Rhode Island had it at a couple of movie theaters. Boston had it at the Boston Garden because, like I said, they showed wrestling there. They had a couple of matches there, and they also had a couple on the closed circuit TV. The return of Bruno Sammartino, but they also had another one. They had Andre the Giant against Chuck Wepner. It was billed as the largest boxer against the largest wrestler. Flawless Mock, man, salute my brother. And Chuck Wepner, we all remember Chuck Wepner. He was an Ali opponent. Ali stopped him in the 15th round. He has one of the 4 official knockdowns on Muhammad Ali. It was a tanglement of the feet. But this was the biggest pay-per-view, man. This was the original. This was the today's money. It would be out of whack. I mean, this, and they don't consider this a boxing purists. The people who keep track of the boxing don't consider this a boxing pay-per-view. But man, I mean, this was just huge in the event. At the time, everybody knew what was going on. Everybody on the street knew Ali and this wrestler. They might not know Antonio Inoki, but they knew Ali and this wrestler. And Ali got fucked up in that fight. Inoki fought on his back in this like crab style, so Ali couldn't hit him. And every time he got near Ali, he'd kick Ali in the legs, and he caused severe damage in Ali's legs. Ali had 2 blood clots in there, and there were even rumors of Ali having to have a leg amputated. That's how bad Ali's legs were. One got infected. I mean, I saw pictures of it, and man, you watch the fight, and it's a boring fight, but Ali's just getting kicked in the leg, kicked in the thigh, kicked in the leg, man. And it was repetitively, and Ali regretted it afterwards. And the fight was called a draw, so nobody lost. The wrestlers were fine, the boxers were fine. Chuck Wepner and Andre the Giant, which was cool, man. Because Chuck Wepner, notorious for the punches behind the head, the rabbit punches, and he was giving a couple of those to Andre the Giant, and Andre gave him a fucking headbutt, knocked him out of the ring, and he didn't get back in the ring. And word was that it was supposed to be scripted as a real fight. The best man won, and Wepner gave him those behind the head shots, and Andre got pissed, and he gave him a headbutt. Andre the Giant's head. Picture one of those trash cans, like those trash cans that are about yay big, boom, full of lead, hitting you right in the head. But anyway. And that's when Ali came back after that, and he fought. He fought the fights with Shavers and Leon Spinks. He fought Ken Norton that same year too. I think he fought Norton before he fought Inoki. No, he fought Norton after Inoki. So man, we're looking at a durable Muhammad Ali. He was durable as hell. But as far as pay-per-views go, I mean, right now, the largest selling pay-per-view was Floyd's. It was Floyd against Manny Pacquiao, and they sold 46. They sold 4,600,000 pay-per-views. 4 million, which is what these fights are only trying to do today. I don't know what the final figure was on Usyk and Joshua, but I guess that was all twisted up where Usyk gave a lot of it away on his website and free it. I don't know how it worked today, but back when they were regulating pay-per-view, I guess there were only several companies who actually had the technology to run it. Floyd Mayweather was involved. The top 10 pay-per-views, Floyd Mayweather was involved in 5 of those top 10 pay-per-views. So this is how Floyd got rich. I still had. In fact, I asked my wife today if we still had the black boxes in here. I was going to show one on the show here for a laugh, but I think we eventually threw them away. But when most of these fights came out, they were coming in Rhode Island style, they've got like aside from Floyd, the Mike Tyson Lennox Lewis fight is up there as number 5 after 4 of Floyd's fights go in there, and then we've got Tyson and Holyfield too, which I mean after the first knockout of Tyson, people didn't think they believed Buster Douglas. But then we saw Tyson out of prison and just not, it wasn't the Tyson that I grew up with. And, he just didn't have it in him anymore. And that was the infamous bite your ear off fight. So people were Yeah, a lot of these pay-per-views. That's another thing too, man. People want their money back. It's kind of like buyer beware. That's the thing about pay-per-views. Every pay-per-view you buy, you don't know if you're going to get value for it, or if you're going to be saying, "I want my money back." Fuck this. But that's what happens, and I've seen it so many times. I've told this story before on here several times, man. And I'm gonna have to tell it again. You know, fights can end so fast, so abruptly. My dad went to the Sonny Liston and Cassius Clay rematch, and Bank was in wasn't in Portland. It was Lewiston, Maine. And anyway, he went to that fight, and he went with his buddies. They drove from Rhode Island. It's back then. I bet it was probably a 5 hour ride. So, and they were drinking and driving was legal back then. I mean, everybody did it. I think it was more normal to drive sober. But anyway, him and four guys, they drove up there. And my dad went to take a piss before the fight started, but he got out there. The fight was over. He missed a phantom punch, and this happens in pay-per-views all the time. 1 round knockouts. I mean, some 1 round knockouts are worth it in pay-per-views, but anyway, man, pay-per-view is I think it's a dying science out there, man. They're gonna have to do better with it now. I mean, I don't know anybody. I mean, literally anybody. I should probably put up a poll on Twitter or something, because they're a little. Let me take that back. There are some people who do support pay-per-view. I don't know why, man. They have a lot more money than I do, and God bless you. And if you're satisfied the way boxing is being run today, I think it's alienating young fans who could be boxing. See, I watched boxing by accident. I walked by it one night and it was on. My dad was watching it, and it was just wow, what the fuck, and I was a fan. I was hooked. Now. You think that you're gonna walk in on a pay-per-view and be intrigued? I don't know, but it's you have to cultivate new fans in boxing, and that's what they are not doing today. Like I said, they're alienating fans. The Superdome, Andre the Giant and Ken Patera. Yep, I've seen them both before. I've seen Andre and Ken Patera. Fucking Ken Patera, he was a strong. I mean, he was weightlifter. I think he was either javelin or shot put. No, his specialty was a discus. He threw a hell of a discus thrower. But yeah, he was a strong man. Track and field star. Fucking roided to the max, professional wrestler, out of his mind. He ended up doing jail time for tearing a McDonald's apart. So Ken Patera, he was off the wall, tough as nails, man. I saw him when they had the World's Strongest Man competition. Remember that? They used to have that on CBS Sports Spectacular. There was probably a fight right after it. That's why they used to do things back in the day. They'd have a fight scheduled in the afternoon, and then they'd have like one of these crazy events they wouldn't just have on. Like, who would watch the World's Strongest? I would for sure, but they'd put it on and on a. This was primetime sports afternoon, so that was I saw Ken Patera do that, and he did the race with they do these weird events. Like they had a refrigerator strapped up with 2 handles on it. You have to put the refrigerator in your back. And Ken Patera, bro, he was strong as a bull. Olympic gold, 72 gold deadlift gold medalist. I could see that, but he got hurt in the refrigerator race. Pulled his knee or something. He was in 3rd place. He did real well. Now it's coming back to me over here. They had the tire toss, and most of the guys were doing it strongman style. Just throwing as far as they could. Then Ken Patera got up there, and he threw it like a fucking discus. He did this like a hammer thrower, I threw the hammer when I was in high school. A couple of spins, and wow, and you get some extra momentum on it, and that fucking tire went. People are watching it. This thing is fucking traveling on, and Patera took that easily. But the announcer's like, oh, I get it. Former discus thrower, and that was Ken Patera, man, strong as a bull. And I'm sure Andre played with him. You know, Andre was the kind of a guy where, and this seriously, man, Andre was real friendly. Andre was a professional. Andre, if he liked you, you were not going to get hurt against Andre. But there were some wrestlers that Andre didn't like. I was just reading it the other day. I read all that. I watch all that shit on YouTube. I love professional wrestling, man. I grew up watching professional wrestling, and those guys, they're all heroes themselves. NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana, bro. I was down there, oh Christ, 20 years ago. What a good time I had there. Friesen, salute, brother. Oh yeah, man. Now where were we? Where were we? I haven't had one of these mind farts in the middle of this show, which is very cool. Maybe if I do another hit on this Pops Tops, I'll get my train of thought back in gear here. We were rolling on something, man. Professional wrestling. Yeah. Professional wrestling. Sorry, all you boxing fans out there. But professional wrestling has a place in my heart. And I've probably been to 100 professional wrestling matches live. I just used to go to them all the time. Whenever they came to Providence, when I was living in Boston, whenever they came to the Boston Garden. I mean, when I traveled cross country, I saw some fucking professional wrestling in Oakland, California. So, you know, it was wrestling has always been a fucking place in it for pretty much any kind of mood you're in, whatever you're digging, the music you're in, wrestling's happening, yeah, let's go. And in Boston, man, it was cool. I lived in Kenmore Square. We take the subway. Subway would take you right into the Boston Garden. But you could tell when you got on that subway, and this is it's a couple of miles away, so you know there's a lot of stops in between. A lot of people getting in and out. You're going through downtown Boston, Copley Square. I mean, Haymarket, everywhere. But anyway, you could tell the people that they're on that fucking subway. You could tell they were going to the wrestling matches. I mean, it was Saturday night special. You know, they were ready to go, and you could pick them out. And that was a little game that me and my boys had. Definitely. Him? Oh yeah, for sure. And this is the days of satin shirts and crazy colors, and you know, back in the fucking 70s, man. But I saw so many matches at the Boston Garden. We used to smoke weed in there like it was legal, because nobody really gave a shit. You could smoke cigarettes and cigars back then, so unless there was a security guard sitting right on your ass, then you had no problem, man. We used to have such good times there. But oh yeah, wrestling and boxing, they go hand in hand there. You know, they use the same. They used to use the same ring at Madison Square Garden as they use for wrestling, as they use for boxing. That's why a lot of the old veterans, like guys like Bruno Sammartino, used to say how it fucked up his back, that boxing ring. You know, didn't have any give to it, just the canvas with a mat with a canvas on it, very little padding. The least amount, the better. But the wrestlers who got slammed on it didn't like that. But man, you know, it was and a lot of the same wrestling fans would go see wrestling, would go see boxing. Dude, the first wrestling magazine I ever bought, it was before I bought a boxing magazine, but it was a used magazine store of all fucking things. Which, I mean, that was talk about fucking a blast from the past. And it was a Wrestling Illustrated / Boxing Illustrated. So that's when I got my first taste of boxing. This was in like the real early 70s, 72, 73, 71. You know, that's when I was into wrestling. And you want to read about it, you're gonna have to read some boxing too. So man, thank you, Wrestling Illustrated, Boxing Illustrated, for turning me on to boxing at the time. You know, reading about guys like Carlos Monzon and Ali, and you know, Frazier, Quarry too. You know, we may be doing. I don't want to say, because you know how things fuck up. But if I'm lucky, we're gonna have Bobby Quarry in next week. But, you didn't hear it from me, so this is the last of a legendary family. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, man, Carlos Marsalo, Iceman, the New Orleans Mafia. You gotta be careful down there, bro. They say Rhode Island's big on that. They say New Orleans is even bigger. Then they throw you in with the crocodiles there, bro. Let's see if we can see. Talk about a little boxing here, man. Boxing, what's that? You know what that is. What's the fights that we want to see? We want to see Wilder and Ruiz. We said that earlier, man, and that I think that's gonna be a given. I mean, in-house fight, easy to be made. But Tyson Fury, now I think if anything, I think he's gonna go the Joshua route. It looks like it's gonna happen. You know, it just looks like there's a lot of whispering about that fight, and Usyk now is back in this country, and I don't know what's going on. I haven't read anything about him. I haven't heard anything about him. I think he said he'll only fight Tyson Fury and nothing else. I think a lot of this stuff, people are more privy to this information than I am. So I'm going to be looking forward to hearing more about that. What's up with Usyk? And we all want to see what's going to happen with Pitbull Cruz. Great showing. Great showing. And Providence's own Demetrius Andrade gave up his WBA title, we know, and now Janabek has been awarded the title because he's been the interim. Hamza Sherez. That's going to be possible in November. You know, I guess we have to see a little more of Janabek. You know, he's only had like 12 fights, and now he's a world champion. So we got that going on. And I would love to see Fury and Joshua in December. That would be ideal. You know, end the year with a fight that both of these guys are talking about now. They both have agreed upon a purse split and everything. I mean, let's get this fight made. But will it happen? Who knows, man? Who knows? So the fight we have for the next fight that we can be anticipating after this women's card on Saturday. See, these fights coming on Friday night, man. The Showtime card with Joseph Adorno and Hugo Roldan. I've heard of Adorno, but I mean, this is. Don't they have bigger names to put on a card, a Showtime card? You know, we're relegated to second tier fighters, up and coming fighters, which, you know, I don't see any fights on there that I know of the fighters that are there. I mean, I'm really not I'm not more than a casual when it comes to some of these cats on here, but I don't see anything on there that's big. And then there's another fight from Canada, Josh Wagner against Jorge Perez Sanchez. I don't see any other fighters on there. But we do have the Triple G and the Canelo fight, right? You know? What do you think about that fight? Is that like we're gonna watch it, we're gonna stream it? I'm buying it on pay-per-view. I mean, is that gonna be a pay-per-view? I don't even know, because it's kind of been like a pretty poorly sold fight. I haven't seen any ads for it, any I haven't seen any pop at all, man. I haven't seen any pay-per-view announcements. I haven't seen any price. Because back in the day when you could just get when you could buy like one fight, you didn't have to buy anything. They had fight cards. I was reading in here earlier when I was reading about the history of pay-per-views. You could get them back in the day for like $2 for a fight. I think they were talking about Floyd Patterson fights. Back then, I was in the freaking 50s, the late 50s, early 60s. Because it's been around for a long time, the concept. But never really caught on until the day, I guess, the era of Floyd. We had knockout boxing, which was cool as hell, man. That was back in the late 80s, early 90s. Very, very cool. We had, that's when we saw Foreman and Holyfield and Larry Holmes. I think Foreman and Holyfield was a pay-per-view. But see, it all came in the same because the black box. Get them all in here, man. They all came in free and clear, and boxing did not suffer for it. It was this was the sin I committed. I just watched all the fights, and otherwise I couldn't have afforded them. They were just too expensive and too many. I mean, you had to have Showtime, HBO, expanded cable. Dude. I mean, right now it's cool. It's easy. Internet's where it's at. Get a good service provider, and there ain't nothing you can't watch. I'm a Joe Joyce fan. I want to see him beat Parker. That's up and coming. Looking very forward to that. So we'll definitely be on the edge when that fight comes up, man. That's one of the heavyweight fights they're giving us real soon. That's let's see here, man. That's on the September 24th. That's less than 20 days away. And Amanda Serrano's on that same card, so all you fans of women boxers, Amanda Serrano is tough as nails, man. See, she's another one. She breaks that gender. She's just tough. She's got knuckles, man. She's got a fist that's scary. And her trainer there, Jason Maldonado, her brother-in-law. The guy's off the wall. But yeah, we're gonna have that fight coming up, which is very cool. Same day, the Lee Wood and Laura fight. So they're even doing it to us in England. They're putting two premier fights on back to back. So I don't know if they're gonna have I don't know how they're gonna work that out. I don't think they're gonna cut themselves they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot with this fight. But we never know. Pay-per-view on DAZN in the UK, along with everything else. I've canceled my DAZN sub. I was only paying to support the sport. I got a Fire Stick from DAZN. See, I never had a Fire Stick. Yeah, they're just so greedy. And I mean, how can you pay $80 to watch Andy Ruiz and Ruiz Ortiz? I couldn't do it, man. That's just crazy. When I can just take my laptop and all I have to type is like F, and it goes right to free streams. I don't have to have it anywhere because it's so used to going there. Them old satellites too, man. I used to work at this bar, and they had an old satellite there. The thing was fucking 6 feet. It had to be 6 foot long, it was a circle. And it was in the back of the place. And I think it was the Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard rematch. They got that in there. They had some guy who would. I mean, they had 300 channels. They had to go like one by one. We got it? Nope, not yet. 101.2, nope. 101.3, but anyway, they eventually did get it, and pretty soon pay-per-view found a way to not send the signal out like that. But internet, they can't beat that because there's too many inceptors along the way. And I don't know how these sites who give it away, how do they make any money by giving it away? You know, they just kind of, what are they, like the good guys, like the Robin Hoods of boxing? Possibly. But it's all good there, man. It's all good, and we got some good fights coming up, man. You know, it's never a bad idea to get a little education. You know, go pick out a good fight on YouTube. There's so many of them, man. So many of them that are just so great, man. You know, you go to Scrapbook Boxing and just go look at the fights that he's talking about. And I don't think he shows the fights on his channel, but he'll tell you the fights. And go watch a heavyweight of the '80s. Heavyweights of the '80s. Fucking one of his videos. And man, you know the word I'm looking for, documentary. Yeah, see, I just couldn't figure that word out. I think the old boy's coming down with something, man. Not good, but we'll just have to exercise it. You know, do a lot of mental. See, my wife, she does a lot of these crossword puzzles and these crazy things. I guess it keeps her a little sharp because I never hear her. I never hear her forget things like I do, but maybe she does. Who knows? Who cares, really? But fire sticks, man. I don't know what the hell a fire stick is. I hear people talking about them. What do they do? Descramble cable? Or do they descramble internet signals? I don't know, man. Like I've mentioned before that the last pay-per-view fight that I bought, and I haven't bought many. I've bought them at locations I had to go to, not from my house here. But see, sometimes I remember the Buster Douglas and Evander Holyfield fight. I couldn't get it here, even with the black box. It wasn't available through my cable system. So a friend of mine in a couple of towns over, he doesn't have no black box, and I'll bring my bed. Oh, they were afraid of the black box and everything else. Or they had a different system. They had digital or analog. I don't remember what it was, but anyway. I paid for that fight. I paid to go see that fight, and I'm lucky, man. Most of the fights are available. They used to be available to my old cable system. Fire Stick sub cost me. Yeah, them old fucking satellites, man. And I remember when it didn't work either. They had the whole place packed. I wasn't there, but it was for the Hagler Hearns fight. And the joint was packed. People are fucking. Oh, I'm not gonna have to go to Newport and pay $25 to see this fight. I can watch it at the PA club, and they couldn't get it, and it was like such a bummer. And I think they tried to sell the satellite after that. They realized, it was a dinosaur already. They could no longer get the HBO, the movie channel. They all figured a way to scramble the signal to the satellites. You had to have a descramble to get it. You know how that works out. The descramble is the black box, and HBO had a black box for all their customers. But the crazy business of fucking of pay-per-view, the history, it's nuts. The best one I had, man. The best one I had was the Roberto Duran Marvin Hagler fight, title fight, right? That was available at theaters around here. It wasn't available through the cable system, but that was in 1983, and cable was kind of brand new in my area. We just hooked up for it, but we couldn't buy didn't have the capabilities to sell pay-per-views, but yet that signal ran through there, but it was just a blur. It was like snow. I didn't really know it at the time, but anyway, it was we weren't supposed to get it. And I was married at the time. I couldn't afford to go there. I had to work the next day, and I couldn't afford to. Maybe my wife wouldn't let me go. I don't even know why, but anyway, I fronted it out. I sat home, and there was no internet, so you couldn't get the OG call on the fight or nothing like that. So I'm fucking around on ESPN, and I'm saying, damn, this is Juan Roldan and Frank the Animal Fletcher, which was the co-main event to Hagler and Duran. And I'm like, this is fucking like, and the fight just started, and it's like, this has got to be. Are they just teasing me with this, or are we going to But anyway, I'm like, wow, this is like, I called up a bar that I knew, I was in the liquor business, so I called up this Mo's Tap, it was called. I said, hey Mo, what's up? I said, you put it on channel 14. He goes, what? What's up? I said, just put it on channel 14. And he's like, this is the Hagler fight. I said, yeah, man. He said, wow. And he goes, half my bar just went up to Providence to go to watch it at the Strand. And I'm like, wait till they come back. He's like, yeah. He goes, thanks, man. Ain't no problem. I called up a couple of other bars, and anyway, man, sat here like I'm doing now, watched the fight. Like, it was like, wow, truly a gift from God. Rolling with the punches. Salute, man, salute. But yeah, man, that's my history with pay-per-view. I haven't supported the industry much at all, man. I haven't missed a fight either. Saw a question up there, and forgive me for passing you by, my brother Joe. My favorite fight of all time. Whew. Hagler and Leonard and Hearns was an awesome fight. Hagler and Hearns was an awesome fight. Ali and Frazier 1 was a fucking awesome fight, man. So many of them, man. So many. Ali and George Foreman sitting above my head here. Norton and Holmes, dude. It'd be so hard for me to pin it down to one or two fights, but oh yeah, Bo Galata too. I don't know if that was one of my favorite fights, dude. That was a brutal fight to watch. Oh man, Monica, sister, salute. Not to you too, man. Salute. Thanks for coming by. Much appreciation. Class this joint up. I'm gonna have to watch my F words and be on my best behavior. But yeah, man, it would be awful hard to pin it down to one fight. Aguayo and Aaron Pryor. Oh, what a night that was, man. Wow. Like the OG would say, wow. So many good fights that I've seen. That's why I love boxing so much, because so much that I can fall back on and say, damn, I was so lucky to be a fan when to see that fight and remember about it. Just got some laughing gas, 29% THC. Salute to you, Roland. That's high grade reefer, man. That's stronger than hash used to be back in the day. 20.9%. Almost in the league of a concentrate, bro. That's like those moon rocks and shit that they sell. I'll have to see you. I'll probably see you out there somewhere tonight. You'll be puffing on that stuff. Now, how about fights today? Any fights that any of you cats remember that, just recent fights that you think they're still going to be talking about 20 years from today? Maybe Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. 2 knockdowns, dramatic ending. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. That was 3. That was a fight. What other fights, man? What other fights? Maybe the Lee Wood. Not too many fights today are are in that category. Unless we'd have to go back and we'd have to remember them fondly because there's nothing that jumps out of my head that says that this fight is going to be in those fights that are going to be on YouTube 2.8 or whatever it's going to be back in 20 years. It'll probably be YouTube 9.0. What am I saying? Something higher than that even. But so many good fights out there, Joe. And Riddick Bowe, I think my favorite Riddick Bowe fight has got to be his fight with fucking the first fight with Evander Holyfield. And the second fight, even the third fight, Bowe got knocked down, came back and knocked Holyfield out. And those are exciting fights. Those Tommy Morrison and Ray Mercer fights, and everybody. I mean, Ray Mercer. Everybody's on his ass right now, man. Everybody's on his case because Ray Mercer. You gotta understand, this is the way Ray Mercer talks. Maybe he could have handled it with a little more bloom, But that's not Ray Mercer. He says like it is. He can't box. He's got to box. He's speaking on Deontay Wilder, and he'll say, "Oh, the fighter will say the same thing." But this is a different era, And Ray's he's happy with what he said, man. He's got his right to say whatever the hell he wants to say. But some people took a lot of heart to it. And now that we have platforms on internet, your opinion can be known to other people real easily. And Ray deserves better than that. Like I said, man, he came from humble beginnings. He's still living a humble life. But he's a different character. I've spoken to Ray Mercer before, and he's a great guy to talk to. And man, he's sharp as a tack. But he's just you don't want to fuck with Ray Mercer. I was on my God when I was interviewing him. And I was so glad that he was happy and smiling because he just got that look on his face like I could do it again. So shout out to Ray Mercer. Maybe someday we'll have him on here to talk to. Who knows? We always like to get these awesome fucking stars from the day. Some people say, "Oh, why do you do that, man?" Because I love to, man. Because I want to let these fighters know. And my brother Chick Nolte, I was talking to him today. We talked for an hour on the phone. Imagine that, me talking to a fucking another guy for an hour on the phone about just all kind of stuff. I talked to Chick, not just boxing. We talk about all kind of shit, man. Yeah, Ray Morrison definitely did Tommy Morrison really bad, but that was a good fight. That was a fucking great fight. That was a fantastic fight, man. Tommy Morrison, I thought he was going to knock Ray Mercer out in the first round, the second round. Tommy Morrison was bouncing Ray's head up and down, but Ray had an ironclad jaw, and he came back and he just walloped on Tommy Morrison. The referee, I think it was Perez, he didn't stop it fast enough. Morrison was okay after the fight and stuff, but it looked like there was a couple more punches, too many in there. But Ray Mercer, some people, I heard some fucking cats that talk about his fucking taking a bribe, which was thrown out of court, But, it was heard by a tape recorder that Ray Mercer offered Jesse Ferguson $100,000 to take a dive in their fight, in the clinches. Somebody had it on a ringside recorder. It was all gobbled up. They took it to court. It was thrown out of court. It was ridiculous. Ferguson didn't want anything to do with it. It was something that happened in boxing, and you can't hold that on Ray Mercer for for an opinion that he has today. You fucking dope. But Ray Mercer's just he is what he is, man, and no apologies necessary. And he take all the flack that he gets. He don't give a fuck. Nobody's gonna say that to his face. That's for goddamn sure. And this is the internet, man. And I don't know if Ray understands the internet. So I hope you don't take it personal. Man, what a what a cool night this is. See, this is the end of the summer for sure. No doubt about it in my mind. See, I actually have shorts. I actually have long pants on today. I'm not gonna stand up and show you, but there's no getting back from this. GTS, man. Salute, my brother. Salute to you, man. You know, this is the end of summer for sure, bro, for sure. I can see leaves in my yard falling from trees around here, man. It just feels different. It's 70 degrees. It was last week. It was 90 degrees, and we may have this Indian summer. This thing it happens in New England sometimes, but not enough to turn an air conditioner on or anything like that. Just really nice days where you can still get the sun out there, and it's a beautiful feeling. Too bad we couldn't have these 365 days a year. Like today is beautiful. There's still some. Well, today it rained all day. First of all, fuck, I didn't even get a decent walk in. When I got up, I couldn't go for the walk because it was just so fucking dude. I mean, it was raining seriously. Yeah, I would absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, I take what I can get today. Well, see, yesterday I was on Mad Chat's channel and my phone kept going beep beep beep. It kept fucking signaling fucking danger, Will Robinson. And I put it on and they were talking in this gibberish. This girl, the Google girl, she was spelling things out half in English, half in Spanish. See, what happened, man? The fucking we had a big flood in Providence, man. It rained 7 inches within a couple of hours, and it flooded the fucking 95 was flooded. It was like the blizzard of '78. People had to just leave their cars. Fortunately, nobody fucking drowned or anything, but it was all the it was a fucking flash flood. This shit does not happen in Rhode Island, man. It's happening now. It just happened last week in some area of Providence in the city, and now it's happened on a major highway. And this could fuck things up, man. And if this is not addressed. But anyway, man, crazy rain. It was going off on my phone telling us of crazy, and this is less than 10 miles from where I am now, but yet we had less than an inch where I'm at. So maybe it's because it's the coastline, but it was definitely a crazy end to summer, and no doubt about it, no doubt in my mind, I got 2 air conditioners in the house. They got to come out like tomorrow or the day after. Find a place to put them. This first year we put air conditioners in this dump, but not this dump, man. I must. I think I'm talking to my wife. You gotta clean this fucking dump. Pow, pow. Nah. A little more of this delightful pops tops here. See, because this was another one of these shows that I planned on having a guest on here, and it didn't work out. And week goes by so fast. I guess if I do this, I do have to stay on top of things. Call them a lot, but I forget about it till the day of. But anyway, I didn't want to leave y'all with nothing. So I said, we can talk about the fights that we saw, the fights that are happening, anything, man, anything. That's why it was an open topic kind of a thing. The crazy world of pay-per-view is always interesting and cool. And it's gotta find a new way to present itself. It's gonna have to get viral, man. Get virtual. Get the goggles on there, and become part of the action. You can be the referee. You can be right there. You can be in the back. You can be at the hand wrapping. But every pay-per-view sold, it's less and less fucking sold. I'd like to see the figures for the Ortiz and the Ruiz fight, and even the Wilder fight, man. I don't think they're gonna break. I don't think they're gonna break 100,000 pay-per-views. To be honest with you, see, I'm not a numbers guy in the pay-per-view business, but I'm looking at. See, right now they're selling 40,000 pay-per-views. I mean, damn. If they had an arena, they could put 40,000 people in there, like they do in South Africa and in Great Britain. Get one of these fucking huge arenas, man. And that's why, boxing in the United States, I think they gotta have to come to grips with that, because there are other venues, man. There's more money, and there's more money in other countries. They support boxing heavier, and until the promoters here wake up and see that, give us quality fights, keep training facilities for young boxers, put some money into the development in amateur boxing, feature some of these amateur boxers even on in tournaments. Do it through YouTube or other freaking platforms. It can happen. I don't care if they give 100% of it, man. Pay-per-view is crooked. Anybody in their right mind who would pay $80 to see that, see some of these clown fights that they're giving us now, when there are options. If there was no other option, man, I'm a boxing junkie. Junkies are smart people. Junkies can get cash up. Junkies are scammers. Junkies are fucking extra hard workers. They know what people need. They can fill needs. And if I had to buy all these fights, believe me, I'd buy them all. I'd beg, borrow, or steal, man. I'd do what I had to do, but I don't have to do that. And there is crystal clear as you're seeing me. I'm going to be watching those fights. Yeah, I think I'd have to see that in writing there, Smoke, my brother. Yeah, we just about kept up enough of your precious time out there. I appreciate it, all you people stopping in to see Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. I appreciate the thumbs up. How many thumbs up I got out there? 35 thumbs up, man. That's very cool, man. I appreciate that. It's 13 people watching and 35 thumbs up. So I guess all you cats have definitely hit the thumbs up button out there. I can count on that for sure. Yeah, baby. Yeah, you're right about that, Smoke. Amateur boxing has got to, if boxing is going to come back in this country, it's got to start at the amateur level. There's no doubt about that, man. And it's too bad that it comes to money. It comes down to money. But the resources are there, and man, I don't know what to say besides tell Joe Biden to start sponsoring amateur boxing. Get some of these retired fighters who need the money, need the job, and have the wealth and have the knowledge, and you can get an amateur, you can get a top flight amateur boxing club. I mean, just like back in the 76 Olympics, man. When you had guys like Sarge Johnson, you had gold medals. That brought revenue in. That brought popularity in. That was what revived boxing. Movies were about boxing. Rocky, all of a sudden, and that's what boxing needs. It needs a breath of fresh air. It needs to shine on the amateur level at the Olympics, the Golden Gloves, if they even exist anymore. And they had the New York Golden Gloves, the Chicago Golden Gloves. Those were big. those were actually on Wide World of Sports. You could read the results of that in the Providence Journal. And this is what they have to do today, man. Get the facilities that are out there. Maybe even build some new ones. But we're supposed to be a prosperous country. We wanna get these kids away from the drugs and away from the guns. And boxing is truly the greatest thing you can do. You can do for the youth. It's something that should be looked at. But see, we're in a soft generation. Boxing just not what's going on. Conchanery, salute, bro. I don't know, Con. Rocky won fucking Emmys and shit. I don't know about that, bro. I'd have to do some looking up. I know you're a facts and figures man and everything, but I know around here, man, the Rocky movies were doing real well, and it started a whole fucking generation of boxers. It started a bunch of boxers running around and jogging again, and people wanted to be a boxer. High school kids wanted to be a boxer. Guys like Vinny Paz, he saw the Rocky movie. Vinny wanted to be a boxer. It's like I said, it's too bad that everything comes down to monetary, the dollars and cents. But who knows, man? Maybe we're gonna have some philanthropists who love boxing. You never know. See, that's what Bob Arum should do. The guy's got billions. Fucking become a philanthropist, man. You want to die with fucking people fighting over your crumbs, or do you want to die a beloved man with a legacy? Mick Smith, salute. What's happening, brother? Every time somebody comes in, I gotta make sure they have a wrench so they don't get blasted out of existence. I know how it is on YouTube, man. I know all these little internal feuds going on, and you go to different sites, you see somebody on, they don't have a wrench, pow! And I won't even know it unless I'm paying attention to it, because on the StreamYard I can't see it, but on the YouTube I can see it. So up in the air, it's one of those fucking things where I just wrench everybody up, whether I agree with them or not. As long as I've seen you here a couple of times, I know you're not just a fucking troll. I don't care what your fucking opinion is, as long as you're a fucking red blood bleeding, fucking air breathing, weed smoking son of a gun, then I'll give you a wrench over here. How's that? Until they show me a better way. Sliding counter, my bro, salute. People, just when I was thinking about closing shop, man, I got more people in here than I've had all night. And I already, like I said, man, I was going to have somebody come on tonight, and it didn't work out, and I didn't have enough. Before I knew it, it was time to go on the air. I didn't plan anything to do. And see, if I do it again tomorrow, we can plan something. We can, what the fuck, man. Let's leave them wanting more. Bruce Gas. Boxing, jazz, and more. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for coming in here. I really do, man. I'm out of here. I'll see you all again, man. God bless and good night. Peace.